One of the things that's fascinating about doing M&A work or investment banking work for digital businesses under $10 million is you get to see the whole process of a deal in terms of starting to put the business and market the business to actually closing on a deal. And it's really fascinating to see the back and forth and negotiating and the emotions that are involved with selling a business. And typically what we see this pretty much in every deal we've done, is that sellers have taken a big risk. They put a lot of work into growing a business and they've generated revenue and they've generated profit, and now they're choosing to sell. And there's a lot of commonalities on things that they haven't done. A lot of times it comes down to they don't know what they don't know. But at the same time, at the very end, they think the business is worth X, and yet a buyer or a prospective buyer is only willing to pay Y. And what's ironic is you see this at the much bigger scale as well. So it's very comparable when you think about things. Case in point, the franchise Subway, they recently agreed to sell the business. And what they were looking to get for the business in terms of a valuation and what they wanted to get and what they ended up getting are two different things. And it turns out in this case to be $1 billion lower than what they thought the business was worth and what they wanted to get for it. That's a lot of money. At the end of the day, they might get another $500 million, but based on the worldwide economy starting to flatten out, it's going to be unlikely they get to that. So in the end, they're guaranteed at least $1 billion less than what they wanted. So they wanted 10, and the offer is 8.95 with some earnout features in there, but they've got to hit certain metrics. And again, based on the economy, we'll see if they get that. They ended up getting another offer, if you will, and that was even lower. So when you think about this, they wanted 10 and they got two offers, one for 8.95 and another one for 8.25. Now with earnouts of each of those, they could have increased that. But like I said a minute ago, that may not happen. So it's ironic that the business being sold thought the business was worth X. And then it turns out the marketplace told them they're willing to pay this. And at the end of the day, that is what a business is worth. It's just like real estate. The market, the price of a home or the price of a business is worth what a buyer and a seller can agree to. No matter what people's emotions are, what they feel, all those different types of intricacies, what the potential is, it's almost irrelevant. The buyer may give some of their offer as part of that, but most times it's not. Now, what's also really common with these big deals into the billions of dollars and what we see on a much smaller scale, this is the one thing that's been very educational, is that cash deals are no longer happening. A couple of years ago during COVID, that was happening more frequently, but in today's M&A world, but in August of 2023, and we've seen this throughout this year, as there are no cash deals taking place right now. It is all being done on earnouts. And that's a tough pill for a lot of sellers to swallow, but that's just the nature of the marketplace. And I know I get it because they got so much emotion. They've worked so hard to get to a certain level. So I've done this ourselves with an e-commerce business that we built and grew it to 7 figures. The same thing. There's a lot of emotions. You have a lot of knowledge up in your head. You see the potential, but the potential is nice to see for the buyer, knowing that there's some opportunity to grow the asset further, but it's worth what the financials are producing today at the end of the day. And it's what a seller and a buyer can agree to on some terms. And so it's really fascinating to be part of these deals, to see how all this transpires at the very end. And a lot of emotions come out at the very, very end. And I get it. I totally get it. And for all the deals that we've done in the last 18 months, every deal, there's a lot of emotions involved. And there's only one deal that was done where there wasn't a lot of back and forth at the very, very end, where some last minute negotiations were taking place because the seller wanted this and the buyer was only willing to pay another amount. So anyway, it's a fascinating experience. And it's good to know that it's all relative in terms of the really big deals that are taking place to the lower deals. So if you have a digital business that's doing less than 10 million and you're looking to sell it, you need to be aware that deals today are typically being done on some type of an earn-out or payment plan over a period of time. You might find a cash deal, but those are becoming very rare in today's age. As I've said in previous videos, is that so many business owners are leaving so much money on the table because they're not doing certain things. And you have to be growing the business. Everything flows through to the financial statements. And if it doesn't, you're going to get a lower amount. But if you can fix some of those holes in your business, you can get a much larger amount than you would today. So start thinking about this long-term. That's the other big takeaway is you need to be thinking long-term about your business. So again, go ahead and drop a comment below or send me a DM and we can set up a time to chat to see where you're at and try to put you on a plan so you can grow your business and you can get more money for it at the end of the day when you actually go to sell it. All right, thanks.